How much further must we heft this baggage? Any cell will do. Why not toss him in with this lot? They could use the meat. Hell, what about us? My belly aches. His flesh is seared just the way I like it. Quiet! To whimper like grunts fresh off the teeth. These not meant for kings. The hierarchs have something special in mind. Prophets of truth and mercy, I have brought the incompetent.
You may leave, Tartarus.
But I thought...
And take your brutes with you.
Release the prisoner.
The council decided to have you hung by your entrails and your corpse paraded through the city. But ultimately, the terms of your execution are up to me.
I am already dead.
Indeed. Do you know where we are?
The mausoleum of the Arbiter.
Quite so. Here rests the vanguard of the great journey. Every Arbiter from first to last. Each one created and consumed in times of extraordinary crisis.
The taming of the Hunters, the Grunt Rebellion. Were it not for the Arbiters, the Covenant would have broken long ago.
Even on my knees, I do not belong in their presence.
Halo's destruction was your error, and you rightly bear the blame. But the Council was overzealous. We know you are no heretic. This is the true face of heresy. One who would subvert our faith and incite rebellion against the High Council.
Our prophets are false. Open your eyes, my brothers. They would use the faith of our forefathers to bring ruin to us all. The great journey is a...
This heretic, and those who follow him, must be silenced.
Their slander offends all who walk the path.
What use am I? I can no longer command ships, lead troops into battle.
Not as you are, but become the Arbiter. And you shall be set loose against this heresy with our blessing.
What of the Council?
The tasks you must undertake as the Arbiter are perilous, suicidal. You will die, as each Arbiter has before you. The Council will have their corpse.
What would you have your Arbiter do?
When we joined the Covenant, we took an oath.
According to our station, all without exception.
On the blood of our fathers, on the blood of our sons, we swore to uphold the Covenant.
Even to our dying breath.
Those who would break this oath are heretics, worthy of neither pity nor mercy. Even now, they use our Lord's creations to broadcast their lies.
We shall grind them into dust.
And continue our march to glorious salvation.
This armor suits you, but it cannot hide that mark. Nothing ever will. You are the Arbiter, the will of the prophets. But these are my elites. Their lives matter to me, yours does not. That makes two of us.
There is no doubt. The storm will strike the facility. long gone before it arrives. Warriors, prepare for combat! We are the arm of the prophets, Arbiter, and you are the blade. Be silent and swift, and we shall quell this heresy without incident.
First lance in position.
To be a fly on the wall in 2004 in the room of a person who skipped all the cutscenes. Welcome back to episode 4 of Halo 2.
The storm has masked our approach, and it should have their local battle net in disarray. We have the element of surprise, for now.
This is one of the easier levels in the game. Not much you can do strategy-wise, though. Mostly just ally weapon trading. It's kind of like Cairo Station in that way. So, as you can see, I traded my Grunt
Camouflage. Reveal yourselves
plasma
only
rifle.
after the Arbiter has joined battle with the enemy.
You may wish to do the same, Arbiter. But take heed. Your armor system is not as new as ours. Your camouflage will not last forever.
He is not kidding. So on legendary difficulty, the camo only lasts 4 seconds, and it has an 8-second recharge time. So I was trying to be stealthy there, but apparently, I'm not sure what happened there.
Cursed beast. I am upon.
Now, first thing you want to do, you want to grab one of the rifles that the Heretic Covenant are holding. That's a Covenant Carbine. It's a new weapon. It's the Covenant equivalent of the battle rifle. It only has a single burst fire, but it can be rapid fired. Probably not as good as the battle rifle, but it's still pretty good. Very underrated weapon, I find. Yeah, look how fast I can wipe out a squad of grunts with it. People think it's inaccurate. It's not that it's inaccurate, it's that compared to the battle rifle, which fires 3 shots, it only fires the 1. Now, the enemies we're fighting, Heretic, Heretics. Believe it or not, the Heretic Grunts are actually really, well, I mean, as you've seen, they tear through your shields incredibly fast, and more importantly, the shields of your allies, so Heretic Grunts, Heretic Grunts are the top priority. But then that dichotomy gets flipped when you lose your shield, because the Heretic Elites are all armed with carbines, and they can one-shot you if they get a headshot. They can one-shot your allied Grunts and your allied Elites with their shields down. So, shields up, take out the Grunts, shields down, take out the Elites. Sadly, my allies stupidly messed up the stealth segment, so now I'm kind of without allies in this part, but that's okay. By the way, those like fusion coil things explode, so careful of them. I made a little cut here because I went back for the beam rifle that one of my allies has. I got kind of lucky that he died in an area where the beam rifle doesn't get caught on the conveyor belt and then fall into the bottomless pit like I've had happen. If you are... Oh, I'll save that for later.
My gun go? Oh, right.
Now, interesting note about the Heretic Grunts, they will not, unlike normal Grunts, they won't break rank and retreat, basically ever. I mean, I'm sure they can, I've just never seen it happen, even when their elite dies. That's because, I think, story-wise, it's to show they believe in their cause. Unlike normal Grunts, which are basically a slave race. That was kind of neat. Seems, one of my Grunts somehow survived. Don't worry, there'll be ally reinforcements. As for the elites, the dirty, shit-colored brown ones are elite miners. Well, heretic miners, and the gold-looking ones are heretic majors. They have the exact same stats as elite miners and majors. They just look different appearance-wise.
Settlers, the holy warriors of the sacred rings. Why have they sided with these heretics?
I edited in a line from another take where I had allies because I feel like it's kind of story important. So yeah, Sentinels are back. Sentinels from Halo 1. They're pretty easy with the carbine. 3 bursts from the carbine kills them. Now, your camo, 4 seconds isn't enough time to like wipe an encounter, but it's good for like dashing in and out of cover like that. By the way, that
Arbiter, clear the hangar and open its doors so I may drop the second lance.
that ship in the hangar, that's called a Seraph fighter. For those of you who have played Halo Reach, you might recognize that. That'll be important later. Yeah, again, careful of those fusion coils. They explode and can kill you. Actually, quite a few elites of this game just have the elite major stats copy-pasted, which is a little disappointing to find out. Like, for example, the elite zealot, despite their cool golden armor, in this game they're literally just the elite majors copy-pasted. That'll come up later. But since these guys are all elite majors, that means they actually die to a stick, unlike the Ultras. That's helpful to know. And they die with 2 shots of the beam rifle. I got lost in this part forever when I was a kid. But all you really need to do is hit that switch. Now, when you hit that switch, some Sentinels are going to come out. They're no big deal. Now, when you kill the Sentinel, they actually drop another new weapon called the Sentinel Beam. They actually drop their little beam weapon, and you can pick it up and use it yourself. It's not very useful in this level. I'll probably be using it a lot in next level. So, kind of a cheap thing after you deal with the Sentinels. A group of fuel rod cannon wielding heretic grunts will come out of one of the doors. The doors they come out from is randomized. In my experience, they usually come out the one across. So I was surprised. I got snuck up on and died. But, you know, that just happens sometimes. And if your elites had died before you get some reinforcements here, I give them the beam rifle and take the fuel rod cannon for myself. It's a little hard to see, but there's actually a second beam rifle underneath the Seraph fighter. I'm going to grab that later. This is another mini holdout section, but basically that door in the back underneath the Seraph, we're waiting for that door to open. So we just gotta hold out until then. But if you give your allies beam rifles, you know, they will hit the elites and then you can strip their shields with your carbine pretty easy. Now, 2 heretic grunts are gonna come through the door and try and set up plasma turrets, but, you know, don't let them. And then eventually, an elite major, or a heretic major wielding an energy sword is going to come through. Very easy to stick, and then that's how you know that you're done. You can move on. But first, I'm going to do some iconic and classic weapon trading. Now, your Covenant allies, they're actually a strike team, or spec ops, or whatever you want to call them, from Halo 1.
This will do nicely.
You're welcome. They're barely distinct from the elite miners. Their armor is slightly more purple. The grunts obviously have black armor, so they look more distinct. Now, here's kind of another stealth section. Basically, if you can get through this part without raising the alarm, there'll be fewer enemies, but I'm not sure if I'm just bad or if it's an issue with the MCC, but the enemies seem a lot more aware in this part than I remember them being. Also, it doesn't help that I have my goofy allies distracting me with their nonsense. I decided to just fuck it. Just go guns blazing. I don't want a situation like in the intro room happening again. Yeah, as you can see, Carbine very, very good at stripping enemy shields, for sure.
Your ignorance is unforgivable. Another enemy.
Now, that may have been hard to see, but my ally with the beam rifle just killed me there, as I got in front of his beam. The Spec Ops elites can be pretty useful, but they have a... Jesus, dude. Dude, come on. The Spec Ops elites are useful, but they have a propensity for killing you on accident. So. This is actually a remix of a Halo 1 song. I try to be stealthy here, but very quickly that doesn't really work out. Because this guy turns around. Yeah, I'm not sure how he saw me, but it just led to me dying. He just immediately knew I was there. This might just be cope, but I think it's because of the tick rate. Makes the enemies more aware and aggressive. So I decided to just go in guns blazing on this room too, and that works out better. Oh yeah, I totally forgot that the fuel rod gun is a new weapon in Halo 2. Yeah, it's the Covenant equivalent of the rocket launcher. You can use it now. So it's supposed to be less powerful, but they messed up the coding, so it's actually just as powerful as... Well, it's a lot stronger than it should be. Its explosions are neutral on everything in the game. Nothing in the game resists the explosive damage as opposed to the rocket launcher, because they messed up the coding for it. That's not just me speculating. You can go into the code and you can see they listed the explosion damage as a damage type that doesn't exist, which means that it's neutral on everything. So things that are supposed to get resistance to explosions don't have resistance to the fuel rod explosions, like elite shields, for instance. Meaning it's a lot more effective on elites than it's supposed to be. There you go. As you can see, one of the elite heretics was using a sentinel beam. It's kind of neat. But why have they sided with these heretics? Give another stealth segment here. I'm still in, like, me trying to play it out mode before I realize that it's more effective to just go in guns blazing. So, weird thing that happens here. The enemies weren't aware, but somehow that still, like, raised the alarm and that second elite came out. Even though he's not supposed to come out. So... Yeah, there'll be, like, red doors in this part, and if you can... And extra enemies, like elites, will come out of those doors if you raise the alarm. So if you're stealthy, you have to fight less enemies in these hallways, once again. But at this point, I'm just full on aggressive mode, because I've realized by now that it's easier. And that's what I'd recommend, just, unless you're speedrunning, honestly, just kill everything. Even if you are speedrunning, because there's a trick in this level that makes the part time really easy to get. So, there, I somehow don't notice the grenade, and yeah, that's just me being stupid. That's a dumb death. And I died again. But I finally find my tempo again. That previous death was me trying one final time to make stealthing happen, and, you know, I realize now that it's not going to happen, and funnily enough, I don't die for the rest of the on-foot segment. But the same cannot be said for my friend, my elite friend. Oops. Yeah, those grunts are... Well, I don't want to say they're deadly, it's more that I was just being stupid. I decided to swap out for the beam rifle just because the beam rifle is, I mean, yeah, just look at that. IMO, beam rifle, best weapon in the game. It's basically the Halo 1 sniper, except you can literally find it just everywhere, constantly. It's a power weapon with the availability of a normal weapon. Second place, probably battle rifle. Plasma pistol, a lot less useful in this game, as you've seen, but, you know, whatever. Now, there's a full energy sword here. If you are planning to play the next level, this is kind of weird. If you're planning to play the next level right after this one, I'd recommend grabbing that energy sword because it's the last one in the level. And saving it, but if you do what I do and you play the levels separately, then don't worry about it. That's because this is the first level. Well, this level and the next level are multi-part levels. They're like outskirts in Metropolis, basically. Whatever level that you ended the previous one with, you'll carry those into the next level. But that only applies if you save and quit. Well, not save. That only applies if you go directly into the next level off the same save, which I can't do because I gotta record the bonus footage. And besides, it's more. I feel like it's more fair. You know, like Doom, it's like a zero weapon, or what's it called? Fresh start. Although I never do fresh start in Doom. Maybe that makes me bad. I don't know. Somehow my grunt. I had a grunt down here, but he immediately died. Not that it made much of a difference. There's always one elite who camps up on that second floor. It's very annoying. I missed that plasma grenade, but that's okay, because that leaves him vulnerable to being sniped, which is all I wanted. By the way, I suppose this is a good time to talk about where we actually are. We are on a mining station on a planet called Threshold, which is the gas giant that the Halo ring from the first game was in front of. You may have seen from the skybox there's like the wreckage of the Halo ring. Did I get that stick? No, I didn't. But once again, I left him vulnerable, and people underestimate how useful the rapid fire of the carbine is. Now, you might be saying, and this is a strategy for you if you're somebody who likes the energy sword a lot. I actually do like the energy sword, I just don't like it against Covenant, like Covenant heretics. You might be thinking, wow, you sure got lucky that guy decided to shoot you with his Sentinel beam and not melee you from behind. But, something to know, the heretic elites in this level, their melee attack is bugged. But I forget exactly... Oh, I grab a plasma pistol here, because my beam rifle's running out of ammo, and there's a free plasma pistol there.
Deal with him, my brothers. I will defend the Oracle.
Now, normally you'd want to watch that cutscene from further back, because, once again, some enemies are going to spawn from one of the doors. But I had to show the cutscene, so I panicked, and I accidentally hit the anniversary graphics button, but somehow I managed to survive. But yeah, you'd want to watch that cutscene from the doorway, because again, the doorway that those heretics come out of is random. So. And there's going to be 2 heretic elites that you saw talking to their boss. But yeah, I wanted to show the boss off, so... And then after you deal with them, there's going to be a wave of, I think, 3 Sentinels, but like I said, Sentinels are no big deal. At least not yet. What could he mean by this? But yeah, something to know, the Heretic Elites, they have a bugged melee attack. For whatever reason, it's coded to do 0 damage, so you're perfectly safe in melee.
Get after their leader, but watch your back. I'm sending one of our phantoms to support you.
Alright, so now we get to the Banshee segment. Now, best advice I can give, stick close to your Phantom. Yeah, because look how fast a Banshee can tear through health and shields. Stick close to your Phantom because the Heretic Banshees will prioritize shooting the invincible Phantom over you, and then that leaves them vulnerable to you killing them as fast as possible. Now, you gotta fly all around the facility, destroying all the heretic emplacements. Or, if you see that blue tower over there that I pointed out, that's actually where the end of the level is. You can actually fly over there right now and skip this whole segment. So, like, everything from...
Heretics have weapon emplacements all over the facility, Arbiter. We'll take them out one by one until we find the heretic leader.
So everything in the next 7 minutes or so is like completely optional. You can just skip it by flying to that blue tower over to the right. But you know, I'm gonna play it out because we do full path here. Banshee is a lot more maneuverable and fun to use in Halo 2. I actually like flying in the Banshee, unlike Halo 1, where it's like, get me out of this death trap. Get me out of this flying death trap. It's about as effective in your hands as it is in the enemies, so that's nice. My ally Phantom gets a little freaked out here because there's, unbeknownst to me, there's an enemy Banshee around here. He's trying to fire at it. Again, the Phantom is completely invincible, so it's more like they're escorting you. But, you know, just use that fact to your advantage. This part's a lot easier. Oh yeah, Banshee has a new backflip move. You can gain elevation by using it. That'll be helpful. Well, not in this level, but in later levels. Halo 2 has a lot more vehicle sections, as you probably noticed. So the music here is really good. I'd recommend trying not to die in this part, especially because if you die, the music. I'm not sure if it's like bugged or something, but it ends way faster. Like most songs in this game, like most songs will loop if you die. Not this one. Now, this encampment is a little dangerous because there are 4 grunts with fuel rods to deal with, and if a fuel rod hits your Banshee dead on, that's instant death. And as I'm demonstrating here, the fuel rods have slight homing properties on vehicles.
Do you see, Arbiter? More heretics have gathered there.
You'll know when you've cleared out an encampment when he says something. Also, keep one other thing to keep in mind. Whenever he says something, there's going to be pretty much every time he says something, the guy in the Phantom, there's going to be some heretic Banshees that'll spawn in. Now here, I get distracted by the Banshee, and I prioritize the Banshee over the fuel rod grunt, which normally is a smart strategy, but like not in this one particular part. So I decided to, reprioritize. No big deal. And yeah, sadly, the music is now, the awesome Follow music is now gone. That's what that song's called, Follow. I'm not sure what you would call it, but Halo 2 has a lot more of those insert songs. Like songs written by like an outside band specifically for Halo 2. There's another one that plays later on.
No sign of the heretic leader or his Banshee. We must keep searching.
Oh, this guy gets stuck. No, he got through. Now, this level on this gas giant, it gaslit me and probably many others to thinking that the vehicle health was anything more than cosmetic, because all over the station there's like Banshee, you can grab fresh Banshees, but like there's no reason to do so, so there's just like, I guess, maybe aesthetics, but it is very weird, and it tricked a bunch of people into thinking that the vehicle health actually matters in this game. Anyway, another encampment with 4 more fuel rod grunts. If the Banshee isn't saying anything, that means that one is still alive. And I do something really stupid here. Like, where is he? Oh, almost died. That was very dumb. I shouldn't have done that. But oh well. By the way, you're free.
Heretic forces have been eliminated. Moving on.
You're totally free to grab those fuel rods. I wouldn't, even if you're planning to like go straight into the next level. I wouldn't give them to your allies either, as you've seen. The elites already have a propensity for getting them killed. Yeah, look just how fast they shred through your health and shields.
Part of the station. Clear that landing zone and get inside.
But, you know, like I said back in Outskirts, if you get behind the vehicle, it's game over. If the vehicle gets behind you, it's game over. No big deal. Now, this last encampment, you might just barely be able to see it, but the heretic leader's Banshee that he flew off on is right there. I'm just gonna say right now, the heretic leader, his name is Sessa Rafume. So I'm just gonna call him Sessa from now on, because heretic leader is kind of a mouthful. Now, this last section, there's fuel rod grunts, and then there's a squad of heretic grunts and elites, backed up by some shade turrets. Sometimes they'll get into those shade turrets, but they didn't this time because I killed them too fast. When you see the Phantom flying overhead and dropping off troops, that's how you know you're at the end of the level. So, yeah, I did die stupidly, but that was me being complacent and kind of dumb. But that is one of the easier levels. But I hope you'll join me next time for level 5, the Oracle. This one is a bit more meaty. But I do have some bonus footage for those of you who like that sort of thing. Dude, stop. That's enough grenades. Oh my god. It's too many grenades. Oh. See, that's what you get. That's what you get. What'd you think this was, Halo 1?
All right.
Alright, so you wanna, if you're looking for the terminal, just come to this room with the 2 big conveyor belts going through the center of the room. Terminal's right there.
Quite unacceptable.
Glorious day. The prophets will be pleased that we have rescued an oracle from the humans' violation of the holy temple.
Why do you keep calling it a temple? My installation was a weapon, and one which we needed very, very badly.
But Oracle, I do not understand. We were told the rings are salvation, a gateway to paradise.
Told? By whom? Anyone who told you that is a fool, or quite mad. That installation was a beautiful tool, designed to destroy everything the Flood might feed on.
Everything?
Oh, quite everything. And if even one Flood spore survived the destruction of my ring...
Communications. Shut down all lines to the fleet. We will not notify the prophets of our discovery until I hear everything this oracle has to say.
I will gladly share what I am permitted, but we have little time. What has been unleashed here could destroy everything you have ever known.
On that, Oracle, we are in agreement.
But alright. Next time, level 5, the Oracle. Could it be the same Oracle? Who knows? Let's find out.